Welcome to Rick's Scale Model Fix and an early start. So it's the Friday before Telford or Scale Model World weekend, and the car's packed and our journey's just setting off. I think it's about 7 o'clock here at the moment. So as you can see, the boot of the old car's full. No models unfortunately this year, as I'm not displaying, I'm just going as a visitor. So hopefully I can bring you a few little updates as the journey progresses. But from here we've got about a two and a half hour drive after dropping my son off at work, and we're going to Bliss Hill Victorian Village near Telford for the day with Mrs G before checking into the Premier Inn at Telford Central Station. After a really uneventful journey down, we've arrived at the gates at Telford International Centre for Scale Model World 2022. Had a really enjoyable day at Bliss Hill Village prior to this, and we booked in at the Telford Central Premier Inn. So I look forward to getting entrance to the show tomorrow morning. Until then, take care. So we walked down from the Telford Central Premier Inn about 9 in the morning after a leisurely breakfast, straight in through the membership entrance, past the queue in public. It doesn't get in until 10. There was no queues, it was nice and relaxed, and had a really good weekend. So I'll leave you now with an overall view of Hall 1, and we'll go and take a look at Hall 2 and Hall 3, and maybe get down at floor level and have a closer look at some of the displays, provided we can get permission to film. So as we get near to the end of the aerial walkway that splits the two halls here at Telford International Centre, I'll just pan round and give you an overall impression of the size of the event and how many displays and retailers are present. So highlights for me this year, certainly the Airfix 24th scale Spitfire is on display, built by Panjit. An absolutely gorgeous model, and one that I really can't wait to get on the bench. And also over in that far corner, right at the top of the screen, is Pocket Bond or Batman, and they've got their test shots of the new Academy 148 scale A10, which has got some fantastic examples of slide moulding technology, with single piece rear nacelles and a solid or a hollow moulded rear fuselage. It's got to be seen to be believed. So hopefully we can get around there and have a look now the crowds are quietening down in this late stage of Sunday afternoon. So as we're near sort of the main entrance area, Hall 1, just directly below us, we've got Airfix and Airfix Model World magazine and the Airfix Make and Take. So it's Rick's Scale Model Fix, and we're looking at Hall 2 at the Telford International Centre for Scale Model World 2022, and we're walking along the central aerial walkway, just having an overview of the clubs, SIGs and traders present here in Hall 2. So just below us in their usual location is Wonderland Models with their blue and yellow tent. And as we make our way towards the front of the building, towards the main entrance, as you can see there's row upon row of club displays showing all the latest hard work and what interests those branch members and all the branch members' hard work. Just in the top centre of this picture now, you've got Hannant's, well-known online retailer, and their trade stand. And just in the centre of the screen now, you've got the entrance into Hall 3, which has the catering, some of the more SIGs and branch displays, the competition area and the foreign IPMS visitors, some of which their models are on display there as well. So I must stress that it is Sunday afternoon, where it has gone a little bit quieter, only to make it easier for you guys to see what's actually on display. As if I'd have tried to film this on Saturday morning at about 11 o'clock, it was absolutely rammed and it was heaving, and it just wouldn't have made any sense to film or try and get any photos of the activities here in Hall 2. So just making our way slowly along, like we said, the central gangway here between halls 1 and 2. More traders. Just of note there, we've got Kotare with the test shots of their Spitfire. Hopefully we can have a chat with them if they've got time, which we'll go and ask. Have a look at the test shots. And then just on this end aisle here with the just let the advertising hoarding it out of the way. So just now we're opposite the Kinetic model stand. They've got their brand new tooled F-16s on display. We've got Sylvia, Raymond and Vinny. It's been great to meet you and chat over the weekend, and thank you very much for the review samples and agreeing to sponsor a video build here on Rick Scale Model Fix in the future. And this is just the general seating area now, where people can just sit, relax, have a bite to eat and a drink.
Hi, I'm Chris, and I'm one of the designers here with Airfix. Spent the weekend here at IPS Telford. It's been a great weekend, but for me it's been a very exciting one. It's the kind of first time we've been able to properly show off the Spitfire, which has been a project that I've had the privilege of working on for the last few years, and this is the first time of really getting to show it off and chat to the public and chat to some of this fantastic community of modelers here. And it's, after many years, it's felt like a long period of time from the beginning of the design to finally get it here, and it's just great to get to chat about it.
So probably as the viewers have already heard from me that there's a bit of an emotional attachment to Airfix 24 scale kits. So just for your benefit, obviously me as a kid, the influence was from my father, who built all the range of 24 scale Airfix kits at the time, such as the Harrier, Spitfire, Mustang, etc. So for me, this is going to be my first Airfix 24 scale kit. I'm going to be building it as a tribute to my late father, and we're going to document it as a full video build and a review. So it's nice to talk to you, Chris, about that, and obviously, some of perhaps the reasoning behind that kit and what challenges you've faced with the design. Or
it's one of the wonderful things, I guess, that we get to share in as part of the Airfix brand is its heritage, and that this sort of consistency of spanning so many decades, that getting to redo a kit like this that has the original 24 scale was a wonderful kit when it came out, and getting to redo it is quite special. It was always like it's a sort of staple kit that Airfix must have. We've done so many other Spitfires in different scales, but having it in 24 scale was an inevitability. You would have to get round to doing it. It was just a matter of when. And so, picking one was a no-brainer. Picking the Mark 9. That was really the choice, which version to do. But the Mark 9 often is referred to as many of the pilots' favourite aircraft to fly. A lot of the guys who flew various Spitfires, they found the Mark 9 as the ideal pilot's aircraft, with the combination of that, the engine in there, and just the little tweaks that happened. And it has an interesting history, I guess, from its conversions from the Mark 5. And then becoming the main aircraft instead of the Mark 8s, which it was supposed to come first. It's got a really interesting history.
So was there any of the design process that was particularly challenging? Or is there anything in there that you sort of built in with the modeller in mind, such as we've seen with Pramjit with some of his designs?
There were plenty of challenging bits, as I'm sure you can imagine, with a large-scale model like this. Actually, for me, the thing I found the most challenging was getting the Merlin engine right, because there's so many variations of Merlin engine, and when you're looking at photos, it's not always obvious which aircraft it's on, because you're just seeing a picture of the engine, not the rest of the aircraft. So making sure you're getting the right bits was quite a headache, and I think we got there, but that's a really challenging part. In terms of thinking it through for the modeler, actually a lot of the work I think in that came down to the instructions and what sequence to build it up in. With this many parts, there is lots of different ways that you could arrange them, and some ways work better than others, which we found through trial and error. Sometimes we build it and you get all these gaps, you know what's gone on, and actually if you build the parts in a different sequence, those gaps aren't there anymore. And so we did a lot of work, a lot of iterations on those instructions. So hopefully if you follow the instructions it will go well, but I know that I know sometimes it's fun just to try and find, go the way that you want to go, but we just put a lot of time into that to make the experiences hopefully as stress-free as possible.
I certainly hope so for the journey that I've got in mind with that.
Yeah.
And I look forward to getting that on the workbench in due course, because I believe the release is fairly near.
Yeah, so this week it'll be out, so hopefully you'll get it very soon.
So hopefully, guys, by the time you're watching this, you'll be able to go online and purchase that from the Airfix web store.
Absolutely.
And get it on your workbench and perhaps build along with me and enjoy the process. So thanks very much, Chris. Thanks for taking the time out of the weekend to spare a few minutes for us.
That's wonderful.
It's been great talking to you. Thank you.
Cheers.
the sun sets here on the International Centre at Telford, it draws an end to Scale Model World 2022. So I'd just offer my sincere thanks to IPMS Lancashire for hosting me and allowing me to sit behind the stand and putting up with me, to IPMS UK and all the volunteers who've made the show possible, and to anybody who's contributed material to the YouTube channel and website. So until next year, stay well, stay safe, and see you soon.